Guys, welcome to a brand new episode. PvP in Plant vs Undead is finally here, and I'm here to show you exactly what it's like, what you can expect from going into this. As a key opinion leader, I get access to this, as well as 1,000 other people who are on the whitelist. The list is on Twitter. If you want to go check it out, I'll put the link to that in the description below. Right, we have 3 mechanics that are really important to talk about first, and then we're going to get into showing you all about it and talk about what are the kind of really what I want to build is what are the best. What's the best? How can you take advantage of this best? Because you're going to get NFT rewards. They're going to be used to build better plants. There's going to be a ranking system, and that's where the rewards are going to come in. I think that's where you want to really target your focus, is building the best squad of plants that you can get. Have them in your arsenal, ready for when tournaments start, and when the reward rankings go in, you can just throw the best squad in. So there's loads to talk about. This PvP is very, very good. I'm really, really happy with that. I think they've done it exactly how I thought it would be done, and exactly what you would want from it. It's a proper mobile game. So let's get into it, understanding There are 3 mechanics that are important in this first. So we have 3 mechanics, one being burning. So when you win a match during this beta, all your NFT assets used in that match will lose 1 durability. On the other hand, a maximum of 4 random NFT assets will lose 1 durability when losing a game. So, for example, your team is equipped with 12 assets. So 12 is the maximum amount of plants that you can have in a set. As well, you can have your mother tree counting as another one separate from that. They all will lose 1 durability when winning, but only 4 of them will lose 1 durability in a lost match. So that means you can throw a huge bunch of NFTs in, and as long as you and if you win, they will all lose. But if you lose, you're only going to get that 4 loss. So, but it does mean that you might want to choose going in with less assets. So you can go with 6 assets and 6 free assets. All 6 assets would lose 1 durability in a 1 match, but only 4 of them will lose 1 durability when losing. But the thing with 6 assets is you can win with these because you can level up your plants in PvP. I've been beaten with a team of 11, team of 12, because people just had better plants that they were upgrading. Less than 4 NFT assets, all other assets will lose 1 durability, whether you win or lose. Then we have the reward feature. So the rewards depend on the total NFT assets that were in your match. This counts yours and your opponent's, and only the winner gets the rewards as follows. So if you have 0 to 2 NFTs in it, you're not going to get any fragments. 3 to 5 NFTs, 1 to 2 fragments. 6 to 11, you get 3 to 4 fragments, and 12 plus, you'll get 5 to 7 fragments. So I've had a little bit and won 1 with 12 plants in, and so I got I got 6 fragments in total, I think. So both you and your opponent can bring if you only bring 3 play assets to the battle, the winner gets nothing. Your team is equipped with 3 NFTs and your opponent equips 3 NFTs. You're going to get between 3 and 4 fragments. Your team is equipped with 12 NFT, your opponent equips 0 NFT. I mean, he's going to go that way. The winner gets 5 to 7 fragments, even if it's your opponent who wins. So, oh wow! So if your opponent equips 0, even if they will win, but they wouldn't win with 0. Don't know why it's there. So the combining fragments. Plant fragments are NFT rewards for this beta. Each fragment requires 24 hours to complete the mining process. To craft a plant with the elements of your choosing, you need to combine 20 fragments of the desired element. To increase the chance to get higher rarity, you can spend another 0 to 30 fragments, and these are optional. Elements can be used, different ones, to boost the rarity chance. The more fragments you use, the more opportunities you get to have a rare or even mythic plant. My recommendation is just do the initial ones. Get the light plant with a random rarity using 20 light fragments and 0 optional fragments, because that's where you're going to build up a lot of fragments at a very good rate. So with the clone plants you get 50 usage. So let's work this out, calculatrice it. So if you're going to have, let's say you have 50 matches and you win 25 of those, okay, so you're going to win between 5 and 7 fragments if you're going with a full squad. So let's just say 5 at the low ball. That's 125 fragments. For those 12 plants that are going to lose that durability for every 1 match, you are going to lose obviously less durability if you've lost those matches. So it's not 100% accurate. But 125, that's going to get you 6 plants. So you're going to lose 12 NFTs and get 6 plants. So That's where going in with 6 plants and strengthening them is probably a better tactic. I mean, if you were to win every single one, you know, if you went in with your 50 usage on your clone plants, if you win every single one, then obviously at the lowest you're going to get 250. That's going to give you your whole squad back plus an extra 10 fragments. And the ones that you get will have more usage out of them. So once you got through your clone plants, you can start using the ones that you have bought for the 100 FUSD, or you can get ones that you've crafted. I believe they have 100 usage in them, 100 durability. So that's the point at which you're going to start seeing better returns. You're going to really get double your NFT for the NFTs that you're putting in. At that point, when you start building up extra fragments, that's when you really want to push to build up a squad of 12 mythics. You know, that's what I'm trying to work towards. Because once you've got a team of 12 mythics, then you're probably going to be able to compete in the when the actual rankings come in. Now, the clone plants don't seem to be that strong. I have, you know, team of mythics, and I actually have like an uncommon that's stronger than some of the mythics. So I'm not really sure how they've worked that, whether the plants that you buy, the seeds that you buy now, or that you forge from fragments, whether they'll be stronger, that's yet to be seen. But of course I'll keep you up to date with that when things change. But if you do add those 30 fire fragments or random fragments, you'll get a random rarity, but with a very low chance of getting a common plant. So that's where you've got the best chance of getting your mythics. Right, let's get into the game. So here it is, PvP, looking absolutely beautiful. The user interface is really nice, really easy to use, intuitive as hell. Everything is described nicely to you. So we have the plants that here you can see, that's my setup 1. You can have 3 different setups. So you can change your mother tree, you can change all your plants, and you can decide to go in with a small squad and maybe, you know, level them up, focus on leveling them up, or you can go with a you know, big large squad. And that's going to offer some versatility because there are different types. So there's skills, which I really like that they've added this as well. You know, these are kind of emergency get out of jail, you know, cards that allow you to deal mass damage to a boss that you're struggling with, heal the mother tree, 3000 HP, cast spells in targeted places, drop a bomb at a pointed location, deal 1000 damage. And then you've got these extra skills that will make the opponent's team harder, to make it harder for them. We've got Plant Block, which randomly disables one of your opponent's plants and then summon one mini boss on your opponent's battlefield in the next wave. If you're going against somebody who has a few plants that disable one of their opponent plants, if you disable the one that they might have invested loads in to take to level 3, you could actually take them out in that round. Then we have the change of plants. The system is all nicely described. So we have the plants and mother tree. You can pick what you want. You've got the durability labeled next to them. So once that goes to 0, the NFT is burnt. You're no longer able to use that anymore. And so we've got the attacking stats just where it says 1 2 2 2 1 2 2 1 2 2 2. Yep. And then we have next to that there's the time. So every 1.7 seconds, I think it is, something like that, will deliver that amount of damage. So that's really what you want to be paying attention to when you are deciding what squad you want to build. Bear in mind, these are all mythics. These were the most powerful in the old game. They got cloned over, and they're not actually that strong. So we've got 1000 damage dealing every 3.5 seconds, and then we've got this one which deals 1166 every 1.5 seconds, and they're both magic. They both have special abilities, and you know, the only difference is that is light and that is neutral. So some of these free plants you just want to go with, really you want to pick the best ones, build up a 6-man squad of paid NFTs and 6-man squad of free NFTs. That way you're probably not going to rinse your durability that fast, but you're still going to get the bonus and potentially win matches with those free assets, and get those rewards that you can get in fragments, and then be able to forge them together to make plants that might have, I think in this game, higher stats. Because if we take a look at some that I actually have bought off the marketplace, this one for example, every 2 seconds this deals 1166. So that is better than my mythic, and it is just a common. This uncommon deals 1647 every 3 seconds. A mythic not as powerful. I think they've made it so that clone plants aren't as strong, so it incentivizes the new market, you know, buying of the new seeds, and also encourages you to get them used up so you can forge, you know, the clone ones. They were basically free plants anyway, but I invested $1,000 into getting these to be ready for it. But it looks like it would have been better for me to just take that $1,000 and put it into this game and buy them on this side. But hey ho, it was a risk reward. No, I nearly bought them when the PVU was high, so it could have been worse. But that is the user interface for selecting your squad. So if I go into that now, maybe I'd probably go with an 8-man squad, because realistically I don't want to if they go in with only 2, 3, 4 real assets, I'm not going to get that 12, the magic 12, to get the 5 to 7 assets, and that's what I really want. So I'd probably pick some of my better ones. Like this would be going in, this would be definitely going in. It's way more powerful than the other one. You want to add a bit of versatility, so this one's going to add a giant root. We've got this one which does a lot of damage and can increase splash in the area. We've got this one which every 3 seconds deals a fair bit of damage, actually 1,648. We've got this dealing 1 damage. This one I think is like a concentrated attack. But then if we look at some of these ones, so we saw this plant is powerful as hell. We've got guard root on that one. We have 872 every 1.5 seconds. Again, that's really good. 1,200 pretty much every 1.75, and 35 every 0.5. But that's really cool. So we'll add that in, and then we'll just put in. Should we put in a guard? Let's have a random magic one. Let's use our most powerful one. They do need just like a 12 out of 12, because I'm not sure what level I'm at the moment. It does have a limit, so I can only add so many. So now, oh no, still not there. Still not at 12. There we are. Right, we've reached max plants. So that's my new squad going in, and this is what it will look like. So it will search a match. I have encountered one small bug. I placed one of my plants and it disappeared. Apart from that, everything's been running really smoothly, which is, it's in beta, guys. This, you gotta be, you know, we getting to test this and find the bugs so that when it's ready for the masses, it is working sweet. And you know, so far it works really, really good. The biggest problem with it is the time. So I think there is, you know, it does take a lot of time for it does take a lot of time for you to actually, let's get these out. It does take a lot of time for you to actually battle, and because what you see on both sides is that we'll just destroy the enemies very easily, and obviously these roots, they prevent them from doing damage to the trees, and it can go on for quite a while. You know, we'll see how long it goes on for. The beautiful thing is that you can check your opponent's view at any time. So I can go there and see how this guy's doing. So he's planting 4 along the back. You've also got this undead upgrade. So you can upgrade the undead to, you know, increase their health, increase their attack, increase their speed, increase their shields. I've tried doing that in a couple of matches. In my opinion, not worth doing. It doesn't outweigh the advantage of putting down a new plant. That works a lot better. So let's lay down this for some splash damage. Just gotta wait for them to rise up. And it's, you know, the first couple of rounds are just, you know, nobody's gonna lose any HP. It's just gonna be a very slow, sluggish. I mean, we literally got snail pace, and this is just acquiring, like any game like this, any tower defense. Each round you acquire the energy that you need to place down the plants. This plant is 182 every 2 seconds. So some of the values you'll see are reduced, and that's because you can upgrade your plants and you'll see them reaching their max potential. So if we're thinking about which one to upgrade, This is probably one of the better plants. It doesn't have an ability with it. I did want to get this in next. And so we've got 6 plants out now. They have 6 plants as well. And the match that I did win, the opponent actually surrendered because it just went on for so long. None of us were doing damage to the other people's sides. Right, he's placing more down now. I'm struggling a little bit with getting that, but made it in the end. So we've got more plants that we can put down. Let's get B for guarding. Let's get another one of these down because they do great damage. And then we'll lay that 100, and then I think we'll start upgrading. Yeah, so I think it could be a little quicker, but then I suppose it could be a bit quicker with a little bit more time for you to change your plants, I think. Like, you know, if these were moving really fast and it was all firing faster, and then just you had that cooling down period, I think that would, I mean, usually in games like this you do have a little 2 times, don't you? But because you PvP, you have to keep each other at the same pace. They're coping alright. See our health in the bottom left. Over there, got it right, over there is 100%. Right, so let's look at an upgrade then. So we can click on the plant and you can see the bottom there, we've got upgrade. Ooh, this one's actually stronger. So I'll upgrade that. These are dealing. Yeah, it's not really worth doing it on them. They also don't have any special abilities. Let's kill a summon B. Kill a summon B? Summon a killer B. Kill a summon B. I'm not sure this is the setup that I... this is my original setup, isn't it? This is not the setup I chose. So... oops. So we can see that the power of this now goes to 622 at level 2. Level 1 it was around about 300. Although it's changing. Maybe that's a bit of a bug. It's changing as I switch, yeah. I don't know why that is. So now we got a boss. So wave 10. We get a boss, as you'd expect on those 10s. And let's see how we cope versus them. So they've actually laid down a full lot of plants. We're going to do the same. Some guards going. But they're struggling. Struggling to get the damage. I mean, mine's almost dead. So it's got this root in front of it that it has to get past. So it's done the damage to the root. Now it can attack the mother tree. Gonna get a little bit off it. Gets a bite off. But at this point, yeah, the damage is really low. 234. And it's actually not taking it down any percentage. But it's in the later rounds when they start to do more damage. So in my thoughts, I feel like they need to change that. Some earlier risk of, oh, if I don't defend against this, it is going to actually do me some serious harm. Right, let's get these upgraded because they're good. There's a good. Right, wave 12. So you can see we've already, taken about 6 minutes to get to this point. So it's going to be a grind to get those 30 shards. That's 5 matches if you get 6 each one every time you win. And if you only win 50% at a time, it's going to be a lot more difficult. But I don't think that you'll struggle with the getting the 12 plus plants combined. A lot of people, especially getting the free plants as well. That's the hard thing. It's like, which ones are these free? They've got 3 level 2s, so I can go back to mine. I can take this one up to level 3 now. And the artillery one on that is not that great. Which is my most powerful holy thing, that one. So eventually you start getting, the bosses get harder as you'd expect, and there are some ones that can start throwing stuff. That's where the damage starts to get done to your tree. So we've got still 100% going on theirs. They seem to be struggling. And you know, we've got skills. I think it's, oh, it must be in between rounds that you're able to pick the Juggernaut skills. So I'm not struggling too much. No. Destroying them fairly well. So 208. Right, we've got wave 15. We've got a big snail for a boss. We've got 4 big snails for a boss. Okay, we can do with an upgrade. Like ASAP. There we go. Whoa! What was that, Billy? Wiped out. Nah, problem. Okay. I wonder if you could probably... if you can get this root down. Because this is there. What's this little thing here? Sticking out in the ground. Creates a holy light that heals a targeted ally. So they're healing the tree, aren't they? Yeah. So that is pretty cool. But not when I'm not getting any damage done to my tree. See, now they're level 3, but that one's dealing 1,000. Yeah, see, why do these stats keep changing? Right, we have this one, guard. Upgrade some of our bees. The problem with the bees is I'm not sure how much damage they even do. They seem pretty effective. Yeah, they seem pretty effective. But we get these first ones upgraded. Get them even higher. And they are just equally like us, not struggling. So, this is what I'm talking about. The waves are just... If this was PvE and you were gradually accumulating tokens, I guess cool. Like, you're then really incentivized to go for high levels. Don't know if it works as well against PvP. You kind of want PvP to last no longer than 5 minutes with any game. You know, Feet in Arena, they don't last that long. And it just gives you that replayability and sense of progress within, you know, you could grind for an hour. But if you grind for an hour on this, you're actually not going to get that many. But they might change it. It might be that it is so long or so slow at the moment because they want to reduce the rewards that we're getting in beta for when, because it's going to give people an unfair advantage at being in beta, really, isn't it? So yeah, we'll see. I mean, all this is going to be about is about getting feedback and them informing them, you know, this works, this doesn't work. So these guys are a little bit more powerful. That move's insane. What is that move? I think that's these guys. Yeah, Global Strike. Attack all enemies in the battlefield at once in 4 seconds. That move is insane. So maybe that's I'm only getting that great power because it is a mythic. Right, we've got, let's see how well we compare against wave 20 boss. T-Rex. So we look like we're doing more damage, which is good. Upgrade that. Got the artillery. I think I'll upgrade the artillery next. So we are looking a lot more healthy than this guy. So we've nearly beaten him, and they're struggling. And he's actually going to go for the tree. How much damage is a level 21, level 20 boss going to do? So here's a thing to notice as well. You can get stuck on waves. So the waves intertwine. So if you are, behind, like these guys are, they actually now have to deal with that boss and the next wave, which is going to make it really hard for them because they're splitting the attacks. And what's really, I mean, there must be some bug here because this guy is doing 0 damage to the mother tree. I mean, what's that? What's that all about? But they're going to really struggle, I think, if the next boss they fall under the same thing. Look at that. That attack is insane. Okay, maybe my thoughts on mythics were wrong. These two have insane attacks. Yeah, that works. Or maybe some of these, maybe it's as you upgrade, maybe at certain levels you actually get them. Oh yeah, because look, now we've got critical strike. Grants the plant a 20% chance to, on hit, to deal 400% damage. Okay. So let's see if we get our artillery to level 3, how that compares. So they look like they're coping alright. It's those big target ones that they struggle with. Wave 23. This is the furthest I've actually made it. So 200 now. Gonna be short. A couple more. It's a 1. So if we go for this guy now, that'll be coming up close. There we go, 250. So we upgrade. Do we see any change? Yes, so big shot. Increase the splash area by 75%. Okay. Nice. Opponent coping just as well. What I think they need to do, what I think would work really well, is the higher the level that you get, the higher the wave you get, the more rewards you get as well. Something to make you want games to go on for longer. If match ends after five waves, you don't get as many rewards as if you get to wave 50. And so it's got that. There you're going to get that real replayability, and you're really going to perfect the way you play. You're going to want to make every right move so that you can get the to the highest level. Just like it becomes a bit more of a survival game of like zombies where you're just trying to get to the highest level, and they're all going to come and eventually you're going to die, but hopefully you're gonna get there, get as far as possible. Now we've got wave 25. Here we go. So we've got the boss coming in now, and let's see how we compare in dealing with these. Don't need that. I'm gonna upgrade my guard. Oh no, my phone's run out of battery. No. Do you know what? The reason why my phone's run out of battery is because I've been trying all night to try and get this to work, but my HT60 just randomly stopped working. So you can go and go to your FAQ account, and as you'll see, you'll then get the rewards displayed really nicely. So this is a really good sign that the game is integrating with their site straight away. I acquired these about 30 minutes ago, and they're already in there. And then these are what I'm going to be able to use to craft my very own new plants. But yeah, with 20, that's a lot of battles and it's a lot of time. So I think we'll see. They're obviously going to take some feedback, and then they're going to make some improvements, make some changes. But I think at the moment it's about just grinding and leaving that going and trying to get as far as possible and acquire as many of these in the beta period for myself personally. Whether we'll see the marketplace thrive as much as it did in Plant vs Undead is yet to be seen. But if we can actually get to a point where, you know, people are really wanting these assets to compete, when we start to get a better understanding of what are the best plants, what are the best combinations, that's when I think the marketplace will thrive. I think I'm gonna do some research on that to try and give you guys the information on what are the best plants to go in with, what are the best ones, types to pull, and you know, if anybody ever sees any resources that are like already have them all listed out, please do contact me, let me know. Okay, but that's all for this one. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like on the video, hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date with future content. That's all from me. See you guys soon.